I was wanting a fabric helmet cover for my helmet, but when I was looking around, I couldn't quite find one that I liked. All the ones that I found covered the entire surface of the helmet, covering up these patch panels and everything. So you'd have two layers of Velcro between anything you want to stick on the patch panel. And I thought that'd make it a little bit bulkier. I'm going to make a custom helmet cover that's just going to cover these flat open areas without covering up any of the patch locations. Obviously on your helmet you can make this to cover however much you want, but because the general idea is the same. But we'll get right to it. So I've already cut out the main piece of fabric right here at the very front where we have the shroud at for your mount. I just cut a slit straight up the middle, and we can fold these in and we'll push them over to the side and sew those in on themselves. Okay, and then you've got your V-cut for your shroud. Next thing we'll do is basically just double over all the edges and go along the outline and sew all these to strengthen up your edges. You can do that around the entire perimeter. So here's the overall cover. When it's been all sewed up, you can see that we just laid the edges over on the inside. But the top is pretty nice and smooth. Now we're going to connect this to the helmet is we're going to put a tab of this Velcro on here, and it's going to wrap around on the front to the underside, and it's going to be placed right up inside here to this Velcro. So it'll be sitting between your padding and the helmet itself, being wedged in by that Velcro, and that'll hold it in. Now on the back, we're going to do the same thing, except for instead of going around the outside, we're just going to go in through one of these holes and affix to that piece of Velcro right up underneath that pad. Alright, there's the test fit. If you're wanting to just have slick cloth on top, you could leave it just like that. That'd help, cut down some glare from your helmet, maybe dampen some noise, but I'm going to add some leafy material to kind of help break up the outline of my helmet. To make our leafy pattern, what we're going to do is we're going to take some cloth and cut it in a zigzag pattern and sew it in strips lengthwise along the helmet. We'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So here we just have a scrap piece of cloth. We're going to use it. We're just going to cut a zigzag pattern down the length of it. Okay, now that we have a few of these, we're just going to kind of bunch them up on the fabric itself. Once we get a good bunch of them kind of on there, we're just going to run a stitch right down the middle. There we go. Now we have one strip, and you can kind of see what we're going for here. Now we're just going to keep on doing the same thing down the rest of the cover. You can see where we took the fabric and just weaved it back and forth, that zigzag material we had, and all it took was 3 strips down the length of this cover to give the thing a good dense texture. So now we'll toss the thing on the helmet and see how it looks. There we go, just Velcro those to the inside there. Then on the back we can just pull it taut. Lift up our bag a little bit. And stick that down in there. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, there we go. That'll do quite a bit to break up the outline of the helmet. I went with gray because I only wear this at night, and gray is a pretty good color for nighttime. Plus it's the color of the rest of my helmet. So, there we go.